It's old. I don't know. They'll tell us how old this building is. Castle, you will see the wonders we use. Man, the castle has been rehabilitated.
So they before it was a slave castle, they converted it to a slave castle. It was something. It was a regular castle, huh?
It's a castle. No, it was built, I think, to house captured slaves.
Okay.
And transport them because of the ancient to so any ship that is an enemy ship is coming. You can fight them, you know. And this is something like to their gender.
No way. No way.
Their education or sizes. And as you get so small, but people.
Before we do the 1 hour tour, we shall first look into the history of this place, which is not part of the 1 hour. Now, 1471 has been accepted to be the first time Portuguese came to Elmina. When they were coming, they brought black guns and gunpowder, tobacco, to mention battlefield. They exchanged those things for ivory and gold. They were doing barter trade. So the rate at which the local people were giving out the goods to the Portuguese, then it gave the Portuguese the idea that the land here could be in abundance of the good. So they named this place Almina in the Portuguese language, meaning the mine. But the local people also couldn't pronounce the Portuguese word properly. So they corrupted that one into today's Almina. Invariably, it became the name of the town. So Almina is a corrupted Portuguese language, meaning the mine. In 1482, that was 11 years after the Portuguese had first started here. And then their leader by name Don Diego G. Azambuja led about 600 of his men. They came here. When they arrived, they first negotiated for this portion of the land, where the castle is today, from the chief of the town called Nana Pamina and Sani first. And the Portuguese built the castle. When they finished with their first part, they named that after their patron, saint in Portugal called Saint George. So the Portuguese, they had two reasons why they built this. One, they said only to be used as a trade post, and also to protect the Portuguese and their traders from any external attack. So before 1500, all the rooms in this castle on the ground floor, Portuguese used them as storerooms or warehouses when they were storing the ivory, spices and others. But it was in the early 16th century, then Portuguese attention shifted from the ivory and gold trade to human trade. So when that got started, then these same storerooms were then converted into where our own people are kept. And you know, a minimum of 1,000 Africans were kept here at a point in time. 600 were men like our types. The 400 were making 1,000 at a time. Portuguese stayed in the castle for 150 years, all into slave trade. The Dutch from Holland then became jailers of the prophets. The Portuguese were making slave trade. So Dutch attacked the Portuguese in 1637. Dutch took control. When the Dutch came over, it was the same thing. They made additions quickly to the structure. They kept more Africans. They stayed up to the time British abolished the trade officially in the year 1807. Then in 1814, that is what they say. So from 1814 to 1860, we came to have illegal slave trade in time. So up to 1860s, finally, when the whole thing stopped, the Dutch and the castle were no longer making profit. So they sold this castle to the British on the 6th of April 1872. And they took that to the British in the northern Sumatra, Indonesia. Now British came into the castle at the time the slave trade was over. But that is not to say that the British never participated in the slave trade. They rather took a greater portion. But they used the castle in Cape Coast. So when the English came over here, they used this one as the sub-administrative center. So during the Second World War, 1939 to 45, British brought young soldiers from the whole of English-speaking countries, West Africa, except Liberia, to those places. They trained them, they sent them to Burma and India. There they fought for the British. We called them the Royal West African Frontier Force. In 1948, after the war, the same British used this place as a police training school. And they started Ghana gained independence from the British on March 6th, 1960.
This is part of the dungeons. Guys inside.
So where we are now, we are in the yard. All the room that goes wrong, we're holding place for the room. But there's a reservoir just underneath the dungeon, or where below this place. That was where the Europeans kept rainwater. When full, this had 20,000 gallons. This was their only source of water for the Portuguese when they were here.
So these are the rooms.
These are all the rooms. Now we're going to walk where they kept the Africans. Imagine yourself walking through here forcibly, though. Look at that shit.
Alright, brothers and sisters, we have entered the dungeons where they kept the female captives. I said men and women were not put together. The men were at the other side. This place was for the women. And we are now in the biggest dungeon. This place, 150 Africans were kept in this place. 150 Africans. To be frank with all of you, during the time of the slave trade, there was nothing like a toilet facility. No urine, all over the castle, not only the female dungeon. So the Europeans provided empty containers for the Africans, or receptacles. They put one here, they put one at the other side. That was where they said the Africans should go and put themselves into the containers within the dungeon. But as a result of the long walk from the hinterland, when I say hinterland, to this Ashanti Kingdom, northern part of Ghana, Togo, Burkina Faso, and African countries, so they captured our people. They walked through Salaga, Asemansu, to the coast. They spent 2 months on the chain. Here they kept them for additional 2 months. Depends on the availability of the European ships. So the Africans became weak. So they couldn't wake up when they were dying to the corners to ease themselves into the containers that they provided for them. So practically, we're going to toilet right on this floor. You're relating at the same place. Because they kept them for 2 months. At the end of every month, women here pass their menses for the menstruations. Naturally, they never clean their teeth. They never bath for 2 months. So when we are standing this afternoon, brothers and sisters, during a time of slave trade, urine, toilet, menstrual blood, and everything that you can also mention, that explains why most of them died right in the dungeons. They gave them food once here, sometimes twice in a day, just to keep them alive, to keep them going. They were saying that they should give them food 3 times as we eat. If they are not strong like you and I, we fight them. But the Europeans were less than 200 at the time, taking care of 1,000 people. Just imagine strong 1,000 like our times against people less than 200 that they would kill all of the Europeans. The weekend never giving them food once a year. And some of the Africans prefer to die in the dungeon than to go through those horrible conditions. When they gave them the better food, some of them refused. This small we see here, that's what we give them. The second one is one. And this one here, the last one here, where the only ventilation now is given to 150 adults. Where they could get air to breathe. The last one was a ventilation, but it was connected to where they call the magazine, also where they kept ammunition. So anytime there was a leakage in there, the polluter that came straight over here, it contaminated the air and they killed most of the slaves. The who died were not buried. They tied stones to their waist and they dumped them into the sea. This place you see was not like this for brothers and sisters. They had a door at the back. This is the door at the back. Just imagine today that we have to pay this place, look at these places. And if we should put the door here now, how it would be, but it kept Africans from 14 months.